one single unit. And a view of the skyscrapers of Midtown Manhattan from high above the East River here in New York City. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. And tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Boston Celtics. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, these, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Taking a look at Atlanta. They're moving on up, fourth spot in the rankings this time around.
And you know, for Boston, they just kind of burst out of the gate here with some fire, feeling disrespected by pundits who overlooked them as a top team.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Kevin, thanks. With the new G League Pathway program, some say that the NBA is competing now with college hoops for top high school players. G League President Sharif Abdur-Rahim said, "I don't think so. This is an opportunity for unique talents, a select group that are tracking toward the NBA. It's a different model from college. Guys, we'll see how this works out in the years to come."
DA, thanks a lot. Back in 1991, you were drafted 12th overall. Talk about early expectations as a first-round pick. Your son going through it right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, everyone wants to see what you got. And also, you want to prove that you belong. And so, because of that, though, especially in today's game, sometimes judgment comes way too quickly. And we've seen it with a lot of great young players that because they come in a lot earlier in terms of their age, it may take them an extra year or two to figure it all out. And so the teams that are most patient in allowing those kids to mature at their own level tend to be the ones that get the higher rewards.
Indeed. And we see so much impatience, and it causes problems. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Down is the 2 with Tatum at the 3. Thompson is out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at the point. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Yakina out there with Rivers. And it's Barrett at the 3, the small forward.
Now, the effectiveness of Julius Randle, wherever he is on the floor, the mid-range, one of those tools in the toolbox.
Brown gets to Walker. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
And what happens is the court just opens up. You like seeing him get into a rhythm from outside the arc. Love it.
Trains the three-pointer.
It's so obvious Ntilikina is a pass-first point guard. This guy is an exceptional passer with very good vision.
Now, here's Brown. 13 points from him the last game against Toronto.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
And Jason Tatum, he got a lot of the bud last year, and deservedly so. But Jaylen Brown made monstrous strides as well, especially when it came to efficiency.
That is authority right there.
Lets it go with a 3. And it's Kemba Walker with the 3. Walker's got 6.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Ntilikina passes to Randall. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots off to a good start.
He has not missed a shot in this quarter. They've tried running different things in him, but he's been unstoppable.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Jason Tatum.
Well, for Frank Ntilikina, to me, it's about being aggressive. When he's taking the initiative, he forces the defense to react.
Both shots good from the stripe. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Brown, and Brown throws it down.
Oh, my goodness, Brown finishes off the drive, not simply laying it in, but a message of authority on the dunk.
Pass to Barrett. Here's Ntilikina. Guarded by Walker. Inside, here's Rivers. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Well, the more experience Frank Ntilikina gets, the better he looks. What a pretty pass.
Count that one.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Knicks trail by 3. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
Now Barrett, after Jason Tatum missed on that last 3-pointer. Back to Barrett. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
This guy's a bucket getter. R.J. Barrett finds a way to capitalize on the interior. He's got the size to get it done.
And now, the first time out called here for Boston.
The number 3 pick back in the 2019 draft. RJ wanted to play for the Knicks. He knew it wouldn't be easy with all the turmoil last season. Boy, was that an understatement.
So Boston ends up going with the new group. The Knicks have gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. Burks against Williams. Burks' shot is good.
Boy, remarkable watching Alec Burks power through the defense.
You know, Greg, he asked Barrett, he said he felt better prepared for the glare of the New York media after his one season at Duke because, you know, playing there is in the national limelight. They're on a star-studded team.
Yeah, I mean, playing with Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, and Trey Jones, the Knicks could use a little more star talent, though, if they're going to turn the corner. And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
That one falls.
You know, I think Williams has a terrific future. A charismatic, likable kid who can be unselfish to a fault.
Now, here's Barrett. 20 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
Here's Ojale, following the score by New York. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. Number 1, the Knicks.
Yeah, that was a huge factor for them a season ago. Their ability to attack the offensive glass and then convert those into second-chance buckets. I mean, no one did it better.
He misses the free throw. And he's good on the second. And the Knicks with possession. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
For viewers, timeout's a chance to check your phone, grab a drink, but for the teams, it's all about business.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
And let's quickly take a look at some stats for team. How he did last season. Averaged about 11 points a game last season, 5 assists and 2 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Now here's Gibson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Boston's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Boston again missing. Floats one, and Burks puts it in. Burks has got his second basket of the night.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
A serious talent when Robert Williams is healthy. He makes his presence felt. Has great length and lift off the floor. Defensively, he protects the rim and even blocks shots out on the perimeter.
And Williams drops them both.
And the energy of Williams, it's infectious. Amazing at using it to block shots, rebound, score, whatever they ask of him.
Williams with the block, and he gets it back. Smart deciding where to go with it. The shot by Williams, no good.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And that one, good.
Got terrific quickness. The burst of Alec Burks, looking strong inside.
Outside, Smart. What a play! Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Well, that's a perfect end to the quarter for them. You have no idea how much of an effect those buzzer beaters can have on a team's momentum.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. It's the Celtics. They're up by 1. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Recently, we had a chance to speak with R.J. Barrett about what was a trying first year.
But at the end of the day, it's part of the game. And I feel like you can learn more from a loss than you can from a win. And my teammates have been great. The whole organization's been great. We just, whatever happens, we've kind of been sticking together and going through it all together. So that's been good.
And Barrett, a guy who's accustomed to winning, at least as an amateur grade.
I mean, he won a championship in high school, could have won one in his only year of college. He's going to be a driving force for the organization to get better.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. What do you guys think about the Celtics here in this one?
Just stretching out the floor that first. They had the defense scrambling.
And that was obviously the plan coming in. Now the big question, can they maintain that efficiency from range as the game goes along?
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Boston. Two out there with Smart. Then it's Williams. Then it's Williams. And it's Ojale in at the small forward. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Last season, during the hiatus, the Knicks did a retrospective of insanity. You remember that stretch in 2012. Jeremy Lin took the league by storm. He said he was floored to be recognized in such a fashion. For New Yorkers who are going through so much, it was a chance to reminisce about some pleasant surprises. Guys?
Great, David. Thank you. Now Randall, after Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. He played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like John Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree.
Well, this is where the powerful frame and explosive athleticism of Jaylen Brown becomes a problem for the opponent. Nicely done.
Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Keena looking it over. Thompson against Rivers. Here's Randall. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And a star player at Kentucky, Julius Randle, selected 7th back in 2014.
And it's not easy as a young player to overcome an injury early, but Julius has done that, and he has proven capable as a scorer in the NBA, and that to me is where he can make his mark.
And hey, physical presence is former Kentucky Wildcat Julius Randle. But he's got some mobility to go along with it, able to move and attack in transition.
Now a timeout called by Boston. People have talked about Julius Randle's game. He's a power driver, isn't he, Greg? And the guy just bulldozes all the way in.
I I like that phrase, Kevin. You know, very fluid for his size. A pretty good ball handler and passer. I think his shooting is where he's still filling in the gaps.
Now here's Tatum. And Walker kicks to Brown. And Brown throws it down hard.
How confident is Jaylen Brown in his handle? The dribble drive through traffic, really nice.
So here's Burks. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And they immediately answer back with a dunk at the other end.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
The Knicks have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Passes it to Robinson. To the paint. Here's Ntilikina. Walker with some nice D. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Thompson finds Tatum. Lobbed up there for Thompson. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
You can see how long Thompson's arms are when he goes up to finish that alley-oop.
So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for New York. Trailing by 2. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And moving to a star-laden team last year, Walker continued to produce as he always has.
And the scoring average may have gone down, but that was totally expected. This has been a seamless integration of Kemba Walker. Coach Stevens has got to get some credit here. You allow Kemba Walker to play to his strengths, but you also allow him to thrive in the team situation with other talent.
I think Brown demonstrating he's got a great understanding of the game. He keeps his head moving, his eyes open so he can spot the open man.
Now here's Rivers. It's the mark, and it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Tice. The Knicks making a switch here. And just over 3.5 minutes play here in the second quarter. Rivers gets to Randall. Shot clock at 5. And Randall throws it down.
Yeah, you know that when Julius Randle gets into his rhythm offensively, he can be problematic for defensive teams.
The Celtics working the ball around now. Brown, good.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Quickly, guarded by Walker. Quickly, and Thompson sends it back.
That's where Thompson's length comes into play. You think you can sneak a shot over him, but he'll swat it right back at you.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Knicks trail by 6. We've got 1:28 left to play here in the half. Barrett, no good. It's the Celtics ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And Brown throws it down.
Well, how about Jaylen Brown in transition, a phenomenal finisher in the open floor.
And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. So for the Knicks, Gibson comes in for Robinson. And Noel subbed in for Julius Randle. The Celtics also changing it up. Williams comes in for Thompson. And it's Teague in for Kemba Walker. 1:11 left to play in the first half. And stolen by Tatum. Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
I tell you, this guy is capable of some amazing finishes. Jason Tatum, my goodness.
The Knicks have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston. And he makes both free throws.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here's Tatum. Last time out he had 44 points.
Wow, just the power and authority sends a powerful message to the defense. Go to work, Jason Tatum.
Knicks trail by 10. Rivers passes to Barrett. There's 37 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Rivers against Smart. 6 to shoot. With the teardrop, Williams with the block, but he gets it back. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Celtics leading by 10. Smart dishes to Teague. Back to Smart. He's looking for Teague and finds him. Outside Tatum. Back to Teague. The three. Unbelievable.
Can't do it much better than that right before the clock expires.
What a way to seize momentum. Can it carry over into the next quarter? Beautifully done.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for Boston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you're in a good position here at the break. What do you tell your team to make sure they don't let up?
Well, I don't think it's about letting up or playing better or it's just playing the right way. We just have to play good basketball. And we talked about it before the game. That's our goal going into the game. That doesn't change no matter what the score is. So that'll be the discussion at halftime.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Jason Tatum in the first half. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
They've really worked the inside well. Wow. Perfection. They're getting a lot out of the offense from the paint. And when you're that effective inside, Ernie, Kenny, I know it makes life very hard for your opponent.
And over to Kenny, what you think about New York?
Well, after the field goal percentage they allowed in the first half, it's time for them to get tough. That's right, tough. If they're going to stay in this game, they'll need to turn this into a street fight. Get physical. Let some elbows go. Yes, let them go. And guys know they're going to be no more easy baskets in here. Let them know that.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
But maybe things will tighten up here in the second. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low, just great work.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Barrett and Randall are in the forward position. Austin Rivers is out there with Ntilikina, and it's Robinson in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
And Doris, while he's kind of welcomed the spotlight of playing in New York, off the court, R.J. Barrett more of a homebody.
Right, and I love that because this is a young man who's committed to his craft. All of his energy is on becoming the best NBA player he can possibly be. But Greg, 100% correct. He's got the temperament and maturity to face the pressure of New York.
Tatum no good. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. A 12-point game, and it's blocked, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
And so here is New York. Randall left side. Outside Robinson.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Tatum on the wing. And the dunk by Tatum.
Boy, you love the aggression. This is where Tatum has improved, converting off the bounce.
Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Barrett. Now Randall. And Thompson sends it back.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
And it goes down 2 points. Thompson's got 8.
Yeah, Thompson just so focused. Even with the defense in his face, he still has the poise to be able to knock down shots.
Barrett the pass to Robinson. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
You look at Tatum, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
The Knicks making a switch here. Burks is checked in.
And Doris, much has been made of Brown's improvement offensively, and rightly so. But when you ask Coach Stevens about him, he always goes back to his defense.
Well, it's never a surprise for the coach that is the first and foremost thing on their mind. At 6'7", with a 7-foot wingspan, that incredible athleticism, Jaylen Brown can guard the elite wings in this league, and he holds his own and competes at a high level. It's a must-have for any championship team.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. The feed to Randall to stop the run. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Boy, this guy has been terrific. The rest of the team, however, struggling.
Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland, where you were actually named the conference freshman of the year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Here's Ntilikina following the three-pointer by Boston. It's number 9 to fall. He's only taken 10 shots.
Well, defense is smart to get close to Randall, but he powers through it anyway.
Floats it up for Williams. The kick out to Brown. Celtics passing it around. Second shot opportunity. Got a hand on it. They retain possession. On the clock. Here's Walker. And finally they hit one. 8 points for Kemba Walker.
How about the outstanding concentration from the veteran? Kemba Walker, so adept at staying in control through these finishes.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA, and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. That's good from Tice. And so he hits both. Knicks trail by 21. Quickly, guarded by Walker. Barrett, no good. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Celtics. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. Gibson with the steal. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. Quickly. And the Knicks miss again. Celtics have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. The kick out to Walker. For three. Buries it from three-point range. Walker's got 5 points now this quarter.
That is some big-time range from Kemba Walker. The stroke is just so pretty.
And Shemi Ojale picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Boston making some changes. Williams, he's checked in for Robert Williams. Marcus Smart comes in for Shemi Ojale. And it's Teague in for Walker. Now, here's Barrett. He's got 5 to end the run. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
This is who R.J. Barrett is. Fearless scorer, wants to draw contact and get himself to the line.
The Knicks have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts. Celtics making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. Teague can't hit.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that. I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Offensive rebound. Goes back up. And it's good on the way in. Teague's got 8.
I'll tell you, how about a high percentage opportunity from Jeff Teague? As a scorer, you love to get those easy ones.
Here's Burks. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
They're going to have to come up with a better matchup. This guy just too much speed.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Boy, what terrific body control. Jaylen Brown, so athletic, loves to compete. Love it.
The Knicks making a switch here. Rivers checked in. 1:02 left to play in the third. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it, never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys.
Snatched up. Thompson, and he banks in the layup. Thompson's got 4 points this quarter.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's Boston now. Boston's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Down low. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Tatum, he's checked in for Jaylen Brown. New York's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, January 15th of 2015 provided a special moment in NBA history. Austin Rivers made his debut for the Clippers guys, who were coached, of course, by Doc Rivers. That was the first time in history a father coached his son in an NBA game. What a special, special time.
Here's Tatum. Count it. Tatum's got 18 points.
You have to be willing to shoulder the offensive burden. I think Jason Tatum is built for it.
And so it's Boston in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the floor for Boston, Thompson is out there with Williams. Then there's Teague, and it's Green, and it's Smart in at the shooting guard position. Now, here's Thompson. Teague with the ball, just fine on the clock. Smart misses. And now the Knicks on the break. Boston shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. Williams for three. The Celtics get it back in a new 14. Green finds Thompson. Poked away. At the elbow, it's Smart. Green inside the three-point line. Good, and Smart gets the assist.
Oh, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
Now here is Smith. Tries from 10. Here's Noel. And Thompson sends it back. One-on-one fast break. Here's the pass to Bullock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back to how about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Now, here's Toppin. Smith with it, picked up by Edwards. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
Greg, after we saw top prospects like LaMelo Ball and R.J. Hampton playing a year in Australia, the NBA G League sweetened the deal to attract those blue chippers to this G League, which I think is a very interesting topic and a very interesting way to go.
It is. You know, I think the salaries now could exceed $500,000, not to mention the endorsement deals, and they're on a single team that's built around their needs. Certainly an enticing option for those who want to skip the college route.
Does this affect colleges, in your opinion, and their recruiting?
Not at all. You're going to love your school no matter who plays for them, especially if you're winning.
Julius Randle making the right read in the pick and roll. Excellent IQ.
For Boston, they've gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. Here's Williams, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. A chance now to check out the Knicks' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. Then on Sunday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic. Here's Edwards. And it's off from three-point range. For New York, they've gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Bucket is good.
Julius Randle can do a little bit of everything. That's a great find to get his teammate an open look.
Edwards kicks to Ojale. To the middle. Here's Fall. And the shot is good. Fall's got his first 2 points.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Basket good.
Now, this is what you want from Dennis Smith Jr. He has to find the open man and deliver it on time and on target.
Now here's Edwards. Green passes to Ojale. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Ojale's got 5 points now this quarter.
Oh, yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
And the athleticism of Dennis Smith Jr. is going to be problematic, particularly off the dribble drive.
He's off on the first. And in last year's playoffs, we saw zone defense turn the tide in certain games. And Doris, we know when executed well, they can throw an offense completely out of rhythm.
Kevin, I'm going to go back a step further to the Toronto Raptors championship 2 years ago, where they throw a box and one, a triangle and two, and multiple zone looks that helps them win a championship. Look no further than Miami's deep run in last year's playoffs. Listen, that can change the whole rhythm of a game. It can force an offense to start second-guessing itself. When you can change the rhythm, the tempo, and mix looks and force the team to think and really operate under duress, it only helps you win ball games.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Boston.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jaylen Brown.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Now that one from Ojale.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Now here is Smith. Knox misses. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Now Edwards. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Tristan, congrats on the win. What was Coach's focus going into the game tonight?
Coach got after us, told us start, we got to play defense. Just can't come in here and gonna make a score opportunity. We got to play defense and get back.
Well, it looks like you listened to him. Thanks, Tristan. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long.